The only acceptable pizza topping is pepperoni. Pepperoni and cheese. All American. Classic. It's what you need. It's what's for dinner. That's the best. That's the default. It's the default for a reason. Okay? You're getting fancy with grapes and pineapples. What kind of a son of a bitch bastard puts pineapple on his pizza? You're gonna go sweet. And you want your spicy ham. So you're gonna have the sweet and the meat. Well, brother, that ain't no good for me. And as far as I'm concerned, that's a load of crap. That ain't pizza. That's vomit on bread. And that's the bottom line, because the masked bastard said so.
Hi, I'm Stan Haynes with 718 TV, here to review Masked Bastard's pizza review.
And I'm Munoxxus. I'm also here. And I see you got notes there, Haynes.
Yes, I do.
I had one note for Masked Bastard's pizza review, and that's that Masked Bastard is wrong. You see, the default topping of pepperoni is the default because it is right in the middle. It's a 5 out of 10. It's not that great, but it does the job. And as someone who puts basically a huge variety of toppings, anything from peppers to onions to bacon, which by the way, pineapple with a little bit of sugar and some bacon, that's some sweet, savory goodness. So it works out. Mm-hmm. Also, technically, you can make dessert pizzas. And before you go off saying, oh no, there's no such thing as a dessert pizza, technically a crepe is just pizza. It's bread, and then you put the stuff on top of it.
Don't let him get started, because then he'll start defending nonsense like vegan soul food.
I'm just saying, what's a taco? Bread with some sauce and some meat, and then you fold it and eat it. If you describe those two things right next to each other, I'd say they're both pizza.
Okay, but what if the taco shell is hard?
Well, then it's a taco. Much in the same way if you were to turn pasta into dough instead and then put the sauce and the cheese. And I swear to God, if you're eating pasta and you're not putting sauce and cheese on it, get the fuck out of my house. But the point is, it's just deconstructed pizza. Technically, everything is kind of a pizza.
And would you not want sauce and cheese or protein or sauce in your deconstructed pizza? So I'll see you halfway.
So all I'm saying is, Masked Bastard, I don't know, reviewing pizza, pepperoni, no pineapple, the old standby, I gotta give him a 2 on that, because his opinion's kinda But you know what? Sick jacket, nice mask. I like the way he says things. He's got a nice, voice going for him. Mm-hmm. And you know what? To be fair, he sticks to his guns. He goes with the pepperoni. He's in with the pepperoni. So opinion-wise, I give him a 2. Overall review, I don't know, about a 9.
His cadence in particular and the way he expressed it, I've never heard anyone articulate a case like Masked Bastard. You see, whether it be on pizza or any number of things that he is a foremost expert on. He is West Virginia's foremost hillbilly, and you know what? He ends with a 9. And we'd like to remind you that here at 718 TV, we hold ourselves to the highest standards of reviewing reviews. So, I'd like to begin with, I agree with Masked Bastard on a number of reasons. Now, perhaps I'm biased, but pepperoni and cheese being the default was more or less the same growing up here in New York City as it was his his hillbilly neck of the woods.
Sure.
Evidently, there is crossover enough that, like pepperoni and cheese,
everyone loves a good pepperoni.
All right. So, the commonality immediately starts to win me over a little bit. And sure, who am I to not say I'm not biased in my review? I very much am. So, the default American standard, it is one of them, all right? It is not the, it is a, but I know exactly what you mean, Masked Bastard. So, what stood out to me, and I'd rather hear it from you than anyone else, I don't want to see that crap in my instant messages or on my inbox or on my timeline, but grapes on pizza? What the fuck is grapes on pizza?
Dessert pizza.
Okay, but if it's, you can't have dessert pizza, because it's not
Up for debate.
The point is, pineapple. Like Masked Bastard said about pineapple.
What kind of a son of a bitch bastard puts pineapple on his pizza?
And that's just selfish, because why are you using pizza to justify your desire to have something salty and sweet? Because, like, the ham and the pineapple is the salty and the sweet, and I get it, but, like, why not just go for broke and get, like, chocolate-covered bacon or some crazy shit like that? Like, why or chocolate-covered pretzels?
Because you wanted pizza.
not everyone wants it for the pizza. They just want it as like some gross perverted vehicle for their salty sweet, like, snacking desire.
Then they're fat.
That's, statistically speaking, that's happening right now.
Yeah.
So, vomit on bread. Well, a little note about vomit on bread. Sometimes it happens, and it's not your fault. Like if you order onions on a pizza and then it gets watery because the onions do water. Like if you cook onions in the oven and eat, like you gotta put a little bit of oil.
It's a good old case of the too many toppings.
But it bleeds out. It bleeds out, and then the cheese is like extra soggy, oniony tasting, and the wax paper isn't enough to keep the bottom of the cardboard of the pie that it's being held in to stay dry, and it's just really a mess.
I would argue that's on the fault of the pizza maker. They should know to drain their veggies, or any wet material in general. And in that regard, if you don't get the right pepperonis, they don't that little thing where they cup up and they just stay flat the whole time, and the oil gets fucking everywhere, and you still get a wet pizza.
Oh.
But if you get the nice, fresh sliced ones, you get the little cups of pepperoni, and they got the oil in them, and they hold everything. That's the pepperoni you want.
It's the top shelf pepperoni, which does, exist from sea to shining sea. But there are pizzerias in California that truck in water from New York City because that is one of the reasons why.
They also use vegan pepperoni.
All right, now as you see, we're inching closer to fucking vegan soul food, and that is not what we're here for. All right, so in conclusion, I'm gonna have to agree with Masked Bastard. I give him an 8.75 out of 10, but he's wearing a mask, so he gets bumped up to a 9.
All right, cameraman, put it up to 9.
All right, so let the record state that here at 718 TV, Masked Bastard's pizza review is a 9 out of 10. You heard it here first. Here's cameraman with the weather.